We've had a second grand jury say no to re-indicting the New York State Attorney General Tish James. We've had the Indiana state legislature, Republicans and Democrats, saying hell no to racist gerrymandered maps for the 2026 midterms. We've had Kilmar Abrego Garcia be released from custody. And we've also had the grade A humiliation of the Homeland Security Secretary, the puppy killer, on Capitol Hill, looking absolutely useless and foolish and perhaps about to be out of a job. And not only that, also this week alone, this is just absolutely, I mean, this is one of the better weeks that we've had in this wretched year under the Trump regime. But the other thing that you've got to look at is that courts, federal courts have said California cannot have any of these National Guard in Los Angeles. This is an illegal implementation of the National Guard in Los Angeles. And it was ruled by a federal court to be a violation of the law and a usurping of power that trampled all over California Governor Gavin Newsom's authority in the state of California. These are just a few of the headlines that have come across this week in the last day or two. And there's more to come. You've got Republicans leaving left, right, and center. You've got this week, of course, a couple of days ago in Miami, we saw what happened there. History made, the first female mayor of Miami and the first Democrat as a mayor of Miami in 28 years. You had Albuquerque, New Mexico make history as the Democratic mayor there earned a record-breaking third term in office. And in Georgia, you had a Democrat get into power there, just narrowly, but get into power. I mean, this is just absolutely brilliant. We have to look at the good news, and I talk about a lot of the bad news on the Politicrat podcast, but I also talk about some of the good news. These events are happening so quickly that by the time I talk about them tomorrow, the news cycle would have moved on. But this is great, and we are seeing now, slowly but surely, the realization that all is not lost here. And we've got to stay engaged and we've got to vote. I mean, this is just absolutely unreal. This is what happens when we stay engaged and stay informed. And this is what happens when we keep fighting, as we must. The midterms are within our grasp and we have to get prepared for them. And so make sure that we are registered to vote. Make sure that you are registered to vote, people you know are registered to vote, that you get people to register to vote, and keep on pushing. Because we will win. We, the people, undefeated. We must win. The only piece of bad news today, of course, was what we already knew, which was, of course, going to be that the U.S. Senate would vote down the extension of federal subsidies for the ACA. We knew that was going to happen. But again, even amidst good news, there's always going to be those setbacks that we know about. But that should fuel us to keep going and to not give up. I know it's the holiday season and look, it's time, tricky time of the year for lots of us. But this good news that I've talked about today, all of these positive things happening, like in Indiana, where Republicans joined Democrats and said hell no to Donald Trump on the racist gerrymandered maps that he wanted Indiana to put forth. I mean, all of this plus Kilmar Abrego Garcia, plus all the other things I've talked about, Letitia James not being re-indicted. That's the second time in just about a week where a grand jury has said, hell no, we're not re-indicting the New York State Attorney General. This is really good news. So let's savor it and let's keep going. And remember, tomorrow is another day. Take care and thanks for watching.